Hello, am I audible? Can you hear me? Don't just listen to me. Please do think about what I'm trying to say as well. A very warm welcome to Be Aware Soul YouTube channel. Today I'm here to talk about something that has become very common in the current news in the past few days. So today I'll be talking about something related to election. I know you all guessed it. So before we go into the concept of elections and all that, I want to tell you a small thing. I want to give you a small message regarding elections and vote. So when you talk about vote, generally we all have the right to vote. With some specific exceptions, we do have the right to vote. And why do we get this right? This right is given to us so that we all have an equal opportunity to choose someone we want to be a leader with whom we think is capable of leading us. But are we always having a justified choice, or are we having a reasonable choice, or are we thinking about which religion, which caste, which gender, which race, and then deciding on who can lead us? So basically we got the right to vote because we can make a proper choice with regard to who can be leading us, who can look into the needs and wants of the society and take care of the welfare of the society. But in today's scenario, in most of the cases, there are judgments based on other factors apart from the capability to rule, capability to lead. So it is necessary for us to use each and every vote wisely so that we get a better future. So with this, I would like to start with my content. Today I'll be talking about US elections. I'm not going to be talking about who won, how many seats and all of that, but I'm going to talk about how the president is elected, wherein there are some misconceptions when you read the newspaper. So when you generally say, okay, there is an election that is happening in US, in general terms, in layman terms, people might think, okay, people are going out to vote. That is what they portray. So maybe people are directly electing the president. So if you are someone who thinks of that kind, then you are wrong. Or if you are someone who thinks okay, maybe the president is elected like how India's prime minister is elected. If you don't know how he is elected, basically the people elect the members of Lok Sabha, and the Lok Sabha, whichever party gets the majority, they nominate the Prime Minister. So this is also not the process that happens with US presidential election. So then what happens? So when you talk about US presidential election, there are three main stages that happens. So when you think about it, it's kind of complicated. When you read about it, it's kind of complicated, but I'll give you a simple understanding. The first stage is called as the primary stage and the caucus stage. So if I've spelled it wrong, I'm sorry. For our understanding, let us keep it as an introductory stage. So here what happens is there are many people who want to become the president. So at this point, what happens is they need to have a filter process wherein they need to choose only two candidates who can stand for the election. So what they do is, from each party there is one person who can stand for election. The person who wants to stand for election, it can be 50 or it can be even 100, they need to go for campaigns and they need to convince the members of the party. At the end of this process, as you see, they have already given what all campaigns they could give, and they have tried to convince the members of the party. The next thing that is going to happen is the caucus part, wherein the members of the party think, discuss, and then at the end of the discussion, they come to a conclusion of who is going to become the candidate who is standing for the presidential election. The introductory stage is over. The next stage is wherein now the members of the party know who are going to stand for the presidential election, but not the general public. So to make this a general public news, there is a national convention wherein they have separate conventions. Each party has a separate convention disclosing who is going to stand for the presidential election, and eventually the president, the candidate who is going to be the president, will nominate whom he wants as the vice president. And after this process, what happens is they start giving campaigns, they start giving as many speeches as possible so as to get many number of voters and for them to eventually win with this process. So this happens for a period of time. And the third and the final stage is the election stage. That is the day of election. Okay, the election is going to happen and people are going to vote. So the people are voting, but are they voting directly to the president? So when we think about this kind of an election, at this point you might think yes, they are going to vote directly to the president, but no, they are not voting to the president or to the members of the Congress. So members of Congress means like the members of parliament in India. So they're not voting to any of those people, but they're voting to someone called the electors. So who are these electors and why are they coming in between? I'll tell you why are they coming in between in the later period of the video. So the electors are selected or nominated by the members of the party. So there are different methods or different ways in which the party chooses. It's according to them and the state on what basis they choose the elector. So the people choose from the two parties which elector to choose, and on the basis of majority the elector is chosen from whichever party. For example, if the Democrat Party is getting the majority in the state, the electors of the Democrat Party get the chance to cast their vote for the president. It is generally expected that the elector who is elected by the general people would vote on behalf of the popular vote. For example, if there are 70% of people who have voted for a particular party, then it is expected of the elector to vote on behalf of the 70% because that was the majority that was given. So you need to vote for the party which they selected. So this doesn't happen always, and that is the reason why we have electors as such. According to the people who made the US Constitution, they wanted to have this person called the middleman. The electors were generally called as the intermediaries, wherein most of the time they need to act according to the popular vote, but they can deviate at times if they feel it is necessary. And this is done to ensure that the people choose on the basis of the ability and virtue, and not just based on the popularity of the person standing for election. And this is the reason why they have this complicated process of elector rather than having a direct form of election. So this is the part where there is a tedious process. This is a part where it is kind of complicated, and I hope you guys understood. If I have to give you a simple example, for example, they want to choose a leader for a class. So the teacher asks the students to vote. But in voting, what happens is the most notorious kid is elected. The person with the second most majority is someone who is very good, has good leadership skills, and at the same time not that notorious, and he is in the second preference. So what the teacher would do is, the teacher would use his or her power, telling that I don't think you have chosen the perfect person. I think the second priority needs to be the first one. And so he or she will use his power and make the second most preferred person as the leader of the class. So this is how elector will work. If the elector feels that whatever the people have decided is wrong, then he might change his decision and vote to the other party according to his wish. So I hope you guys understood, and don't forget that you need to vote on the basis of whether that person has the capacity and not on the basis of other factors as such. So don't forget that, and thank you. Have a nice day. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.